He is the professor, the host of Sprewell Was Right, Armando Lara. I'm Cyrus Saatsaz. Together, every Friday, we join you for happy hour. And on today's show, is there hope? Is the season salvageable? We're going to get the professor's thoughts. If you folks want to grill him on Al Horford, Big Al's been on fire, Armando. Your feet might be to the fire on this, man. You ready to go, brother?
Let's do it.
Beautiful. It's Friday. It's happy hour. We're powered by FanDuel, and the program is called the Golden Days. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, baby. Welcome to the show. You can follow Armando Lara on threads at Mando_man10. You can follow him on Twitter at Armando Lara M, as in Mary. You can follow me, Cyrus Saatsaz, on threads and Instagram at Dog Wild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at Surf Journalist. The program, most importantly, on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. And we are brought to you by FanDuel. And I'm going to take this opportunity real quickly, Armando, to not just give people the line for tomorrow's Warriors-Lakers game in LA, but also the injury report, because it is extensive. We start with the line, courtesy of FanDuel. The Warriors are underdogs by 3 points. Lakers -3. If you want to bet on the Warriors money line, it's plus 126. The OU on that one, 226.5. As David Bierman was on the show a couple weeks ago, he mentioned the over consistently hitting this year for your Warriors, and that continues. Ever since he said that, I've been paying close attention. That over is a good bet. Now, with that said, of course, I say that, and it's probably going to go under tomorrow. What I tell you is not a prediction of fact. Predictions can never be factual, but take that trend and those probabilities for what they're worth. And then the injury report, which is lengthy, and we're going to start with Stephen Curry, who is out again with that runner's knee. He will not be available for tomorrow's Warriors-Lakers game, but he's not the only one on both sides. And I just lost my injury report. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry. My page scrolled up to the top. The NBA injury report, I've never seen. And all you folks have to do, if you ever want to see it yourself, just Google NBA injury report. It's the first link that comes up. It's published by the NBA. And you get this long, basically PDF spreadsheet of every injury by every team. I've never seen the list this long in my life. Well, I don't know where I saw multiple reports saying that Steph was going to be out tomorrow. I don't know where that information came from, because the NBA injury report shows that both the Warriors and the Lakers have not submitted theirs. I can tell you with absolute certainty, besides Wardell not being available tomorrow with that runner's knee, Kristaps Porzingis might be, I don't know if he's going to be in uniform, but I think he's going to be introduced and be with the team for tomorrow's Warriors-Lakers game in LA. And then Luka Doncic suffered a hamstring injury in yesterday's, who'd they lose to? Was it the Hornets? Anyways, he's dealing with a hamstring strain, and you're not going to see Luka out there jeopardizing that. So the NBA injury report officially not out yet. I don't know where those reports came from with Steph. Maybe the team published it themselves. I don't know. But regardless, that's the injury report. And last night, the Golden State Warriors had a very fun game. And what made it very pleasurable for me, besides just, the fact that they won a thriller, it was a regular season game, still a thriller, but we're slowly seeing some sensibility, some order restored in terms of playing the right players. And more specifically, you saw, and again, Podziemski supporters, I still see them trying to make excuses, but he ain't him, man. And you were before anyone else in calling that out. I had to see it for myself. It took me almost 2.5 years to come to the conclusion he ain't it. You were way ahead of the curve on that. Great to see you. What was your reaction to last night's game, and your thoughts on the Warriors blockbuster Jonathan Kuminga trade for Mr. Tingus Pingus?
Yeah, man. Last night, I do think it was fun to watch that fourth quarter. For two reasons. It alerted to me. Yeah, obviously the what's his name, Podziemski thing was self-evident. They sit him down, but more importantly, they just played guys who could play defense. They finished with GP2, Melton, and Moody. And all the talk about Moody not being a good defender. Bullshit. Actually, if you just put him next to guys who are NBA level athletes, like There's deflections.
Who's
And
ever said he's not a good defender? I always feel like we've never said that on this show, and I feel like that's one of his positives is his defense.
the coaching staff believes that. They don't think he could stay in front of guards. That's been out in the media.
That's
But
ridiculous.
That's
That's
the other thing it alerted me to, at the end of that game, the Phoenix Suns basically played selfish ball. Like they just stopped trying. Like it was Dylan Brooks isolating against a bigger Moses Moody over and over again, late into the shot clock. Like I don't know what they were doing. They just kind of let go of the rope. It was pretty funny. And I think one thing Warriors fans ought to think about is sometimes your team is so bad that the other team just kind of like doesn't respect it at all, and they're not focused at all, and you can kind of make up ground a little bit during that. So I think that's something to watch out, is the level of attentiveness on the other side of the ball. The Suns kind of they really I how do I put it mildly? They did not really care. You're muted, Si.
Sorry about that. I'm doing some production work here simultaneously. What you're saying basically is that they let their guard down. That they did not. They saw a Warriors team hampered, and so the urgency was not there. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. They didn't run any offense at all. Like who isolates like that in 2026? Think about that. Think about it for 5 seconds. They did like 8 straight isolations late into the shot clock. That was so weird. It was like noticeably weird. And then you go online and you like absolutely 0% of Warriors Twitter was able to perceive anything that the other team was doing. It's wild. It's the most uneducated fan base in America in the last 10 years.
It's one of them, but yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah. But I would love to talk a little bit more big picture. This was a big week, man. It's the Kuminga. The future is over. Let's talk about it.
We'll get into it, man. What were your thoughts on that trade? Because I don't think anyone. First of all, I brought this up, Armando, and I think you'll get a kick out of this. That nobody predicted this, and you see this clickbait bullshit that's rampant in the offseason before the trade deadline of certain individuals out there trying to make a name for themselves. Brett Siegel, and they rarely, if ever, get it right. There's another dude, Evan Sidri, I think his name. Who the funniest thing about that guy is he calls himself an NBA reporter. He's unemployed. Like he worked, I think, for Forbes, which is a joke of a publication, and Forbes is mostly relevant in the business world. And even then, they're and you cover that the finance field, so you can tell people, how reputable or lack thereof Forbes is. But that this guy has not worked for them for a year, and he still calls himself a reporter, and he's out there like supposedly breaking information about what's going on behind the scenes. These guys don't know shit. And and I love Jimmy Butler's guy, Ernie the Man on Twitter. He is hilarious, dude. He calls out all of these fraudsters. It's he's become one of my favorite human beings, period.
Really?
I hope our paths cross someday, because I feel like he'd be a hilarious dude to even just get on the show. I should probably reach out and see if he'll come on the show. But and for those unfamiliar, Ernie the Man is Jimmy. I don't know what his official role is. I'm guessing he's Jimmy Butler's assistant, but they seem like they're very close friends. He might be his best friend. Anyways, point is, the media did not predict this. No one had on their bingo card Kristaps Porzingis for Kuminga and Buddy Hield. What did you think when it dropped?
Dude, that's such a great point. It's actually become a truism between me and my cousins that the trades that go down are the ones that never get reported.
Ever. Yeah, ever.
And think about it. Like all this talk about the trades, like that's agents leaking. That's like teams trying to control the narrative that they're trying. All this stuff, like trying to not look bad. Triple J gets traded to the Jazz. Absolutely 0 people got that right. Kuminga gets traded to the Hawks. 0 reporting on that. Like all this stuff about Giannis, 0 stuff. Like it's all smoke,
Anthony Davis to the Wizards.
Right. The
Who
stuff that
called
actually
that
goes,
one?
the real stuff is not reported on. Like that's a real NBA truism. It's becoming very true. It wasn't always true, but it's true now. And so sorry, I think I was thinking about it, and really the question is why, and I talked about this last week. You never assume people are dumb with decision making or they're crazy. even if you don't agree with something they did and you think it was the absolute worst possible decision you could have made, you have to understand they're rationalizing. And I know we exchanged texts the other day, and you're kind of tired of trying to rationalize them. But I think through like what they were thinking with this Kuminga deal, and only a couple things that I've heard, and we posted a couple Sprewell Was Right videos, immediate reaction to it, and a more thoughtful one. With a few people, and we had a good time, and there were some good comments on there. We're still at 57 subscribers, but it's a nice community we got.
It's organic, and they're loyal. And side note, folks, we don't promote your channel enough, and maybe that's my fault. Armando and is it cousins plural or just a cousin?
No, cousins and my brother and a friend. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, so it's a whole family affair. Okay,
and Evan is on there too.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Evan is on there. He was a guest a couple weeks ago.
Oh, great. Okay. And so you have like literal Hollywood writers on your show. I still thank you for that introduction, man. Evan's background is damn impressive, especially if if you love film and fiction, just sitcom television, all that good stuff. He writes for like the Taylor Sheridan universe, which is astounding to me. Because that's some of the finely written stuff we see on TV today, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. But anyway, so for folks unfamiliar, in the same way that we hype up Chardol at the end of every show, which is and we have fun with that. But your show is it's serious stuff, man, and it provides great analysis on the Warriors. I think the show title is one of the funniest things imaginable. It's called Sprewell Was Right. Just think of the choke. And Armando and his party hosted. So please subscribe if you don't mind. It's very easy to find. Just type Sprewell, like Latrell Sprewell Was Right, 3 words. And yeah, let's boost up the subscriber numbers, please.
Yeah, man. And we only want people to subscribe who agree with us, so we want to keep it at 57. But okay, so we were thinking about it, and there were some great comments that came through, man, and they actually educated me. And so one, why would they do this? That's what you have to ask yourself. Why would they make this crazy, insane move to trade Jonathan Kuminga for what they did? And the first thing to say is globally, I think it's easy to say. You might think that I think they just picked the Steve Kerr, Steph Curry vibe era over winning, and that's kind of the like, they're crazy. They're not seeing it's all about making money. And I do think Warriors fans have not really caught up to the delusion that they think they're somehow going to be in contention and win and make a deep playoff run. Like a 38, 39-year-old is not going to go through 4 rounds of playoff in a heliocentric offense as the number one. And they're solidly in the A seed. They're going to make the play-in with or without Porzingis, with or without Jimmy Butler. They were never going to make it to 6. They were going to go 2-8 in February regardless. The end of December, early July, winning was all fake, just like last year. Tanking teams, injured teams. Literally, teams not trying to win is the only way they can get wins. And that's been obvious for 12 months now. And, everybody below them is literally trying to lose in the standings. So they're the worst team that's trying to win. And the literal coach yesterday, 24 hours ago, said our ceiling is capped.
You just call him the little coach?
The literal coach.
Oh, the literal coach. Okay.
And he said earlier this year, don't be delusional, but Warriors fans continue to be delusional. And he's telling you to your face what they are. And, like, the thing is, they're selling you hype. The Warriors Instagram feed it's all about, and Evan made this great point on Sprewell Was Right. Like, they're selling you Curry step back threes, 40-footers, crowds cheering, feel good. It's a memory of winning. It's a memory of victory. GP2 dunking off slides, but they lost the game. They're losing games. Like, it doesn't line up with reality. They have to keep interest in the highest paid ticket in the league. they have to keep Peninsula fans interested in going who aren't paying attention. And
it's a lot of
that,
those too. Yeah.
that's a part of trading for Porzingis. That's a part of it, because the front office, like I said before, because of the power struggle, had made a promise to the Steve Kerr, Steph Curry show that, hey, we're going to give you this 1 year to really let it fly and like play your way. You guys want to play your style of basketball, the 3-4 guard lineups, try to play fast. You think the ball that gives the ball energy and you're going to make more and you don't care about defense. Like, okay, fine. This is your roster. You got your guys.
And only bigs who can shoot threes, by the way. That like I feel like if there's one pretty obvious thing here as well is if you don't shoot the three, you're not part of this team. Everybody in the roster now is a 3-point shooter. It's which is a very simple short-term strategy, might be somewhat effective in the regular season. It ain't going to work in the postseason. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like what you said. Dunleavy has said officially, I can only get guys that the coach will play.
Yeah.
So ship everybody else out. So they gave him the rope, and they got Porzingis. It's like, okay, Curry, here's a guy for you to play your quote unquote meaningful basketball. That's what Curry wants to play. Tim Kawakami wrote it, quote unquote meaningful basketball, which to them means like being competitive in the first, second round. Don't be delusional as to what this is. And for them, getting Porzingis, maybe he's healthy, maybe he's not, but it doesn't matter, because he's not signed past the summer. They can pivot side. Like, that's the front office is saying. Like, they're still they could still go to the rebuild. They might not, probably won't bring back the coach, in my humble opinion, regardless of what 95.7 is telling you.
Well, I was with you on that I was with you on that for a long time until this trade. Now my deep fear, and Riz in our chat brought this up a moment ago as well, that maybe this farewell tour extends through next year as well. Which is who knows what's going to happen, but I do worry now that maybe there's going to be another year of this, which is just dreadful to think about. Although again, the Podziemski relegation last night, demotion, whatever you want to call that gives me a little hope, man, because he ain't it either. And if your goal is to space the floor with 3-point shooting, he doesn't fit either. But I do fear that Kerr, even though it would make sense for him to be gone after this year, nothing makes sense with this team. And I have a deep fear of that now too, man. By the way, and Julian Bashir echoing your sentiments on your show. Sprewell was right, folks. Please subscribe. That agreeing with what you said, that the Warriors are like a bunch of little kids, and the only way for the little kids to beat a real team is just to shoot. It's to shoot from outside, and that's what this the ethos, the philosophy is now.
Well, I want to make 2 points about this, about Podziemski and the Kuminga trade, because what you said right now. So I think I made the Porzingis point why they thought that was a good idea. It doesn't commit them to long-term salary. That's what they're thinking. They still maintain their flexibility, their kick the can down the road thing, because they don't really have a master plan. They're trying the power struggle. They're trying to give Curry just an opportunity to play meaningful basketball and not like give him some kind of hope where he could keep playing and not just sit out games without jeopardizing the future. But I do. And then the idea side that you just said, that they traded Kuminga, so that means they picked the coach and maybe they're going to sign the coach. I'm not so sure. This is what I meant by I learned something from a suggestion in our Sprewell Was Right comments.
I hope you're right, man. Yeah.
Someone suggested to me, and I kind of think it might be true, that, over the summer, that Lacob, in order to get Kuminga to sign on, they had to make him some promises, some handshake agreements. I'm not reporting. This is just reading between the lines. And one of them was Steve Kerr embarrassed. He'll start you with the starters at the beginning of the year and give it a run, which worked, by the way. They were winning, but he just went away from it inexplicably. But the other thing they probably promised Cy was that if the coach benches you again, DMPs you again, like Lacob, if the coach benches you again and trashes you in the media again, we promise to trade you. We promise to do right by you. And there was so much talk leading into the trade deadline of former players. Literally a Hall of Fame point guard went on national media and said, it would be appropriate for this player to choke the coach. A Hall of Famer said that. And
Isaiah Thomas, more specifically, yeah.
And as we know in the NBA, if you make handshake agreements and you don't honor them in the NBA, your ass is toast.
Yeah.
You're not getting, no agent is bringing you anybody. And, look what happened to Daryl Morey not honoring that handshake agreement he had with James Harden. And, I do suspect they might have honored it. That's why they kind of had to ship him out, even though it wasn't in their best interest to do so. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know, 100% follow. Yeah. And it's just like with Mike Conley. Mike Conley gets traded, but then he gets traded a second time, which circumvents a rule in the NBA that if you get traded to another team, you can't go back. I think the moratorium is like 6 months or something like that. However, the exception to that rule is if you get traded again, now you can come back. Mike Conley's going right back to the Timberwolves, and it would surprise me zero if we found out that this was all arranged beforehand. I don't doubt that for a second, Armando. By the way, if it's too soon to shift gears to this, forgive me, but I want to get your thoughts because this is a short show today. We're going an hour, and while we have you, I'd love to get your thoughts on the addition of Tingus Pingus. Side note, we call him Tingus Pingus on the show now. Pingus! And I finally got, you're going to hear that a lot, folks. Get ready. And I got the full cut and I bleeped it. Took me about 20 minutes to do this. I don't know if you've seen the Tingus Pingus clip, but this was back when Kristaps Porzingis was drafted by the New York Knicks. And some people have told me this is Michael Rappaport. Other people have told me this is just an obscure New York fan. Regardless, I do feel like they epitomize the East Coast sports fan to a T. And this was a reaction to the Knicks drafting Kristaps Porzingis, a.k.a. Tingus Pingus.
What the fuck did they do? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus? I never heard of fucking Latvia. You drafted this fucking kid. You stupid motherfuckers, you.
I don't know why I think that's dude, that to me is hilarious. I cannot get enough of that. Latvia is what they called Latvia, where Tingus Pingus is from. But Tingus Pingus, that is his nickname on this show. I'm rolling with that to the end.
Pingus!
And your thoughts on Tingus Pingus to the Golden State Warriors, Armando? It doesn't look like you were very amused by that clip.
Porzingis, here's a prediction.
Yeah.
He's going to play the rest of the year. And he's going to play as hard as he possibly can. I don't actually think he's going to be injured. I know you guys think I'm going to say that, but I'll tell you why. He's in a contract year, and he's going to go balls out. That means that you if you get banged up or your knees hurt, like you just play anyways, and it's going to look good periodically. But the thing is, I do think it's a massive, massive mistake. In part because I think it's going to lead to Steph Curry being really hurt.
Oh,
and I'm talking about a really bad injury. I've been talking about that all year. But the fact that they're going to go for it is troubling to me. And Porzingis, the scouting report on him is known. So, this is an East Coast guy. But little do people remember, he actually was in the West Coast.
With the Mavericks, yeah.
And he actually played with a top 5 player. And he could not hang.
With Luka Doncic, correct.
He could not hang. And it was missed 3-pointers, unless it was kind of like the Podziemski where you hit a 3-pointer when you're covered and you're the tough threes you hit, but you don't hit the threes that get created for you. The other thing is he is some very low IQ with his pick and roll defense. He doesn't get to the level of the ball. He's those centers that kind of drop always. And I think I think they know all this. It's just they're hoping, with next to Draymond's toughness and defense, and this guy will be able to protect the floor and space. It's just to keep you guys interested. It's just getting the people in the chat to think they have a championship option, to keep people watching, And so no, I don't think it's going to last anywhere. It's going to lead to injuries for other players, and he's going to look good. The other thing, he himself is going to look good.
And he's going to look good, or he's not going to look good.
he himself is going to look good, but it's going to lead to other players getting hurt.
How so?
Because it's going to lead to requiring Steph Curry to play 35 minutes and score 35 a night, and to work his ass off trying to get ready for this playing game, 2 playing games, which are game 7s. And if they even make the first round, it's the go home in a body bag. Just, I told you, injury ball is not over, Cy. And I wanted to say this big picture thing too. What this trade deadline showed is that the tank is on in the NBA, Cy. The moves that were made were all about trying to get into the top 4 of the lottery, and I spoke on how important that is. There's 3, maybe 4, all like franchise level players, and the guy at Kentucky, man, whoa, boy, that guy's like, I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. And the Clippers have decided to try to get in on that action.
Mm-hmm.
They traded a near all-star guy for a chance in this lottery, and they got 2 first-round picks. The Pacers protected the pick they traded 1 through 4 to the Clippers. The Memphis Grizzlies decided to get out of this hunt. They're going to tank, and I think there's only, if you just got to make the lottery to get a real shot. The Hawks and the Mavericks were like, they went from 10 to 1, and the odds have changed a little bit. The Bucks, they're tanking. Like, the tank is on. And the Warriors decided to do the Steph Curry, Steve Kerr vibes era, just to like sell tickets and give people hope, and just to like have a good time. And like that's the wrong choice. It's the wrong choice, as I've been speaking to. And if you're a real Warriors fan, you would hope that they lose in the play-in, so that Steph Curry doesn't get hurt, and that they can get into the lottery. That's, people are going to hate me. They're going to hate me for saying that, but you kind of got to get ready. You got to get ready for what's coming. That's the lay of the land here. And it's the Curry vibes era. We are in 2015 Kobe Bryant vibes era. We're just selling a memory. They're selling you a memory of what happened. They're selling you memories of winning.
By the way, Armando, we have a pushback from a James Bowers in the chat who's saying, I can't believe y'all worship this man's takes like it's the word of God. Referring to you, Armando, the professor. This man is attacking you. And James, all I'll ask you is pushback with specifics, right? Like we try to bring some acumen to this program. And one of the key tenets of being intelligent is providing specificity. It is not spitting out generalized takes like that. What is it that he's saying that you don't agree with specifically? Provide that so we can actually talk about it. Armando, I feel like the sentiment I'm getting from you is last night's game was more fool's gold. It was just a bunch of fluff, largely because Phoenix did not come in with the same level of urgency. Maybe the Warriors were more energized than usual following the Kuminga trade. So are there no positives? Are you completely on a doom and gloom roll right now, or is there anything from last night's game that you took away that you were excited about?
Well, I guess I would be somewhat excited that it seems like in the last 2 months they realized Porzingis not a guy.
Yes.
It took them 3 years to realize that.
I know.
But here's the thing, Sai. I'm gonna speak on this. Whenever Porzingis gets criticized now, the Steve Kerr, Steph Curry vibes defenders, the Hamza types,
yes,
say that, why are you criticizing a backup point guard who plays 15, 20 minutes?
Bullshit.
Stop blaming him.
Bullshit.
And the answer to that, chat, is that this coach thought, he saw that guy play, he scouted him, and he got to know him, and he thought that for 3 years this guy was deserving of 30, 35 minutes a game in 3-guard lineups, which means he was playing small forward. If you look at where he played, it was small forward, which means he was taking up minutes from Jonathan Kuminga's natural position. So those are developmental minutes that could have been spent integrating actual NBA athletes, actual guys who could play. So now it's a moving goalpost. So you criticize Podziemski for 3 years. This guy should not be getting 35 minutes. He doesn't even belong in the NBA. And now that the coach finally realized it, you say, why are you criticizing him? He's just a backup player. That's a moving goalpost. And it's erasing all the things that could have been, all the development that could have happened with if he had been benched from the beginning. You know, you can get a guy like Podziemski in the second round every damn year. Every year. It's an absolute joke. And I feel bad for Moses Moody. He is also a sacrificial lamb in that story too.
I want to give some love to a random person that I have no idea who they are, but someone shared this Instagram post, and I so rarely see posts like these that for them to start coming out from fans. This is from an Instagram creator account, whatever. It's at Shay Slams. And let's listen to her thoughts on hold on, I got to start it up and unmuted right when I go. But let's listen to her thoughts on Podziemski last night. It was not a good night. And again, if you watch this show consistently, if you're a Golden Dazer, you know that we don't like the Podziemski minutes on this program. In my opinion, should be 0. Last night, I think he played 12, maybe 13. Hold on, I have the box score right here. He played 12 minutes, 11 seconds. And had 0 points, but the minus 21 in net rating is what caught the attention of Shay Slam.
From tonight's win, whenever Brandon Podziemski is on the court, we start losing. When he was out during the second quarter or whatever, we started winning. And then when he comes back in the third quarter, we have 3 field goals. 3 field goals. Keep in mind his plus minus is minus 21. When the second worst plus or minus was minus 3, and it was Pat Spencer. Mind you, Pat Spencer played a good game. So, I don't know, just food for thought. And this is not like abnormal either. This happens all the time, consistently. Anyway, I'm glad we got the W. I literally was this close to switching off the game.
So there you go. We got fan accounts now. Actually, starting to come on our side here. What are your thoughts on that, Armando? I have no idea who that person is, but I just love actually seeing a rando out there agreeing with us. That rarely, if ever, happens, man. You usually just get all these fans just parroting the typical trope that you get from the propaganda machine, and we're now seeing the other side emerge. I like it. Your thoughts?
You know, fans, they don't watch most of the other league. Like, they don't realize how good players are, how much skill they have. Like, guys can do it all. And guys like Podziemski are not like Al Horford and Podziemski hitting threes or getting a charge. Like, it only looks good in the Warriors like 8-10 seed ecosystem. Like, that's why it looks good. And it's those are skills that are like easy come, easy go in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But
Armando, he's a connector, bro.
It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. The idea that this idea of the fit that they have, like one guy is the passer, one guy, the connector, one guy is a shooter, one guy's a defender, one guy's a rebounder, and everybody get the ball to Steph. Like, the idea that that's how you play in 2026, that's like 1992 logic. And now the logic is play wings, athletic wings that can do like 8 out of 10 everything. And by doing that, it magnifies. Everybody could dribble a little bit. Everybody could shoot a little bit. Everybody could rebound a bit. And it all magnifies. The game just gets easier and easier when you play guys that are multi-skilled. And, it's an absolute travesty the way that they've had to assemble this team in order to get the coach and the best player, Steph Curry, on board with the overall strategy. The Steph Curry Steve Kerr vibes era.
That's all this is, man. It's just trying to maintain vibes. It is crazy. And as we mentioned a moment ago, Stephen Curry remains out with that runner's knee. At what point do we start getting a little concerned about that? And honestly, like, is it the worst thing in the world, considering, like you say, the only logic here in terms of what the Warriors should do is tank? Like that's the most sensible thing to do here, tank.
So I realized that if you actually use the word rebuild, the Steph Curry, Steve Kerr vibes era defenders get a little less offended. If you use the word rebuild, rebuild instead of tank, they get a little less shaky about it. It's funny.
Okay. So they can accept it easier, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
It's more palatable, if you will.
It's more empowering. It's empowering. It's like you have control over the process. Tank.
All right.
Tank feels like something you're getting like forced into, you know. And but the vibes era, it's fun, it's nice, you know. People don't watch anyways. These people don't even watch the games anyway, so that's why they don't care that much, you know. You see people comment like, "Oh, I just want it to be interesting. They got to do something, man, so it'll be interesting ball." Like, man, you're not actually that invested, basically.
No, that's fair.
You know?
That's a fair critique. The trade deadline, by the way, I just want to show this graphic real quick, was active this season. A lot of weird little trades. There were 28 trades in 7 days leading up to the deadline. 73 players traded total. 27 teams made a trade. Just 3 did not. And those 3 that did not, at least 2 of them, to me, it is egregious they did not. I'm referring to the Houston Rockets and the Miami Heat, 2 teams that, as currently constructed, there is much room for improvement, especially Houston with all those draft picks that they have stockpiled. The fact that you have Kevin Durant on your team now, it's like, if you're not trying to win at this moment, why do you have Kevin Durant on your team? Like I feel like the Rockets are trying to do a 2 timeline thing here right now, except there's no ingenuity even with the idea here. Their 2 timeline plan is, we have KD now, let's try to win with him now, and then we have all these players in the future. It's one of the dumbest things imaginable. And you're also starting to see Alperen Şengün get called out for his defensive a weakness. He's a liability out there defensively. All the more reason why, again, like, why not trade him for why not go for Giannis? Like, I never understood why the Rockets did not go for Giannis. Anyways, who cares? But a lot of activity going on at the trade deadline, and the Warriors involved in that, getting Porzingis. So yeah, there you go. From Latvia. You study global finance. What is the history of Latvia? It's really called Latvia, where once upon a time former Warriors center Andris Biedrins came from. Any insights on Latvia or Latvia, as the fans?
Isn't that the country that Dr. Doom is the emperor of?
I did not know that. Is that true?
I don't know. Sounds
that's
like
Dr. Doom's country.
Yeah,
it's a former Soviet republic, right? I remember that. Once upon a time, the Soviet Union had like 16 states. They were trying to replicate, like, basically the United States, and then all those other.
So you mentioned Steph Curry's runner's knee. When is it time to get concerned about that? The answer is 2 months ago when I predicted it. I literally was on your show and I said, Steph Curry, it looked to us when we were watching the game, he was on the sideline getting shots, and we could even see that he was favoring that knee. He had he had a knee sleeve on there like a month before they announced this runner's knee, and we could see he was making shots and playing well, but it looked like old man ball where he would kind of like stop and the defenders would overplay him, like he was going to keep going to the hoop, and he would shoot these mid-range shots, like kind of not jumping that hard. And we were like, we looking at Steph, the Cousins, and we're like, this was 2 months ago, and we're like, he don't got it anymore, man. That the system they're building, which is heliocentric, for him to score 35 points a night, and that's how you win. Like, he's very good and he looks good and he's averaging a lot of points, but that's not sustainable. Even if they had traded for Giannis, they would have had This was your organization was going to do this, chat. Your organization was going to trade. Their team was going to be 38 39-year-old Steph Curry, 35 points a night, injured Giannis all the time, who's 31, and everybody thinks he's going to be like LeBron and play till he's 41. I don't think so. That guy's already aging. And an injured Jimmy Butler. That meant that Steph Curry was going to have to play, 82 games for them to make the 6th seed? Like, that was and they were going to give up 4 unprotected first-round draft picks? That is your leadership. That's what they thought was a good idea. Think about that for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That is the franchise that you are standing behind. Think about it.
There is no, to me, when Bob Myers left, so too did the vision. Like there is no vision here, meaning there is no plan for what's ahead. It's just all about like Band-Aid. It's just putting a bunch of Band-Aids on very serious, deep cuts and wounds. It ain't gonna fix shit long term, man. And now the latest plan is a combination of Tingus Pingus and tattoos.
I must have done about 100.
That's your modern Golden State Warriors. I do like Julian Bashir mentioning that he wants to call Guy Santos, aka Gooey Santos, Zorro from now on. But regardless, let's like at least end on a positive note, Armando. And actually, before we even do that, real quick, I saw something in the chat that I think pertains perfectly to you, sir, and that's from Money Checkup, who wrote at the very beginning of the show. Let's set up a watch party. Do you know this person, Armando? Was this set up by design, or is this completely random? Because you and I were just talking about this before the show started. Do you know this person?
We teased it a little bit on the Sprewell Was Right. He's one of one of our 57 subscribers that agree with us on stuff.
Is it still 57? Take a look and see if it's gone up. But Money Checkup bringing up a potential watch party on March 21st, Warriors Hawks. If there is a venue out there that wants to host this and then host a post-game show after, reach out to us. The email address, this is actually a good business opportunity. The email address for the program, again, very simple, warriors24pod@gmail.com, warriors24pod@gmail.com. No time today to get to the mailbag, but if you're interested in hosting that, we'll do a show from there. We'll make it a party. But Armando, until a potential sponsor shows up to actually pay us for a show like that, what do you have in mind for a watch party on March 21st?
The tentative plan, guys, is the Aloha Club in Fruitvale, Oakland.
Ooh.
And they have a parking out front, and it's the longest bar in the East Bay. That's their and they got big screens. There's and I'll let them know that we're gonna come. And there's an outside area with a taco truck, very good burritos.
Ooh, you got me.
And March 21st, Saturday, guys. Let's go. Come. Maybe if Cy can make it, we could do a little show beforehand. I need good internet in order. Yeah. We could watch the revenge game, man. Jonathan Kuminga, a dish best served cold.
Yeah, at a bare minimum, like we could also do this from 2 locations where you join us maybe for a hit live from the scene, and I'll be back here in the comfy confines of the Golden Day Studios in beautiful West Sonoma County, California. But yeah, I mean, look, if there's a venue out there again who wants like, you're gonna get a shitload of attention if we do this. It will be money well spent. Reach out to us. Otherwise, give us the location again, and we'll start hyping this up as the date gets closer, because it's a month out.
I'll talk to the owner, but the Aloha Club in Oakland.
The Aloha Club in Fruitvale.
Mm-hmm.
Is it near the Fruitvale BART station so that you can just walk to it?
You can walk to it right across the street from BART.
Hey now. I like that. Okay. All right. Real Eleasy, thank you, sir. Telling folks, hit the like button because the algo likes that. Subscribe, please. Maybe most importantly, are you still at 57, or have we built that up a little bit during our live show today? Still at 57?
We're going to keep it at 57 side. We gotta. Only people that agree with us are allowed to.
By design. I gotta ask you. You do not seem the least bit amused by Tingus Pinkus. Your thoughts? What is that? Just not a funny nickname to you?
Tingus Pingus!
I don't know. Whatever, man.
Is it one person in the chat said that's racist? I don't see the racism there. I don't see it being offensive. Is it offensive? Tingus Pingus?
No, I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Just the East Coast sports fan vibe just is not your cup of tea. I get it. I feel you on that. But to me, like anybody with a New York accent immediately perks my interest. It's such a funny accent to me when the way those folks in New
Yeah,
York.
I didn't agree with that guy when he put that out when they got drafted, because that was a great draft pick.
So you're familiar. I never saw that clip once until the Warriors made that trade. And then Robbie Goodwin, a comedian in New York who's from the Bay Area. And I'm waiting for you to do a show out here so we can bring you on and promote the show while talking Warriors. But he's the one who enlightened me to Tingus Pingus. I had no idea that was a thing. I had no idea Knicks fans. There was a Knicks fan out there who made this clip. Here it is one more time because I can't get enough of it.
What the fuck did they do? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus? I never heard of fucking Latvia. You drafted this fucking kid. You stupid motherfuckers, you.
This Tingus Pingus with a Latvia. It's so ignorant. It's hilarious. So you're familiar. So this is old to you. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. This is still brand spanking new content to me. I'm like a little child in a toy store, just shaking whatever's making the noise and laughing at it. Yes, I'm that immature at times. But okay, so there you go. That explains a lot. Sorry, I cut you off. I feel like you were about to.
No, I didn't agree with that at the time because we were big Porzingis fans. Like we talked about it on the show. Like Porzingis' first game, he did a crossover dribble and did a spin back, and he missed the shot. And Hubie Brown stopped the broadcast to say, "Did you just see a 7'4" guy cross over?" And basically, he got hurt and he lost his athleticism, but he was the real deal. This is a true story. I flew to Manhattan, to Madison Square Garden to go watch the Knicks because I've actually been
I've done that too once.
The Knicks have always been a secondary team for me because I followed Latrell Sprewell when he got traded to the Knicks and saw them make the finals as the A seed because
just like the Hawks might do with Kuminga.
The Warriors picked their coach over the best player on the team. And, so let's see what happens. Is Kuminga going to be in Madison Square Garden in the playoffs this year? I'd be very curious to know.
That's a good, look, you're right. The comp that I always think of with this latest trade is the Weber fiasco when him and Nelly didn't jive. And then they traded Weber away for Tom Gugliotta. Side note, somebody on Threads corrected me because I was just bashing that trade and I'm bashing Tom Gugliotta, which resulted in nothing. And then some guy on Threads is like, dude, why are you hating on Tom Gugliotta so much? The guy actually made an all-star team. He actually and he corrected me a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, fine. But he did not do jack shit with the Warriors. Apparently he did make one all-star team with the Minnesota Timberwolves in the KG era, which just goes to show all the more that it's the Warriors that's the issue and not necessarily the player. But you bring up a great point too, that when Sprewell choked out PJ Carlesimo, the team ultimately abandoned him. It doesn't work out. Do not side with the damn coach. That is not the winning formula here. Coaches are the most indispensable piece to an NBA team, man. There's a lot of people that just still don't recognize that. Yeah. But anyways, Tingus Pingus.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else before we go?
I got to get going though.
I know exactly. That's what I was going to ask if there's anything else we should talk about. But if that's it, we're back tomorrow night. Warriors Lakers post game every Friday. We do happy hour here. Armando, a pleasure, brother. And again, subscribe to Sprewell Was Right on YouTube. I'm going to tag it specifically in the comment section of our YouTube page. Anything else before we go?
Yeah, don't subscribe. Don't watch us. It's okay. All the people.
Sorry, go ahead.
What? That need to be there are there already.
You got what you need. You're good.
We're good.
But look, if you want to revolt against the professor Armando Lara, go subscribe to Sprewell Was Right. Egg him on. I like your marketing strategy here. Piss him off by subscribing to Sprewell Was Right. Thank you, everybody. Love you, Armando. We're back soon.